Thanks to our guest speakers, friends, and family who've given up their time to be here. My name is Michael. Jim is my older brother. I don't know who this James is. He's Jim to me, he's my brother, he's my friend. 2 years separate us, but more separates us than time. I have learned that there is really a lot more that separates journalists from around the world from many of us. Tonight has given us a sense of what makes Jim and other journalists tick, also why their mission is so important. If it isn't obvious, I'm not a journalist. I actually strongly considered attending Northeastern University to study journalism. I had a significant scholarship, which for a family of 5 is significant. I didn't go. I went to Boston College. I was able to go to Boston College in large part because of Jim. Jim is an excellent student, assuming there's no math or science or really logical aspects. Jim easily got into Holy Cross. It was his first choice. Later in the process, he received a scholarship from Marquette University in Milwaukee. Where is Milwaukee is what I asked him. You can figure out the rest of the story. And you know why Jim chose Marquette. That is Jim. I've been asked why we hold these events. This is probably the 4th or 5th, certainly the most significant. And I've been asked if it is just to raise awareness. Awareness resulting in action, which I will talk about, is certainly the aim. There are, however, at least 2 other tangible benefits resulting from an event like this. First and foremost, I know that Jim feels our thoughts and our prayers, as I'm sure does Claire. Jim spoke with my mother on the 23rd, and he said he was praying every day with Claire and Manu, and he could feel our prayers. Second, selfishly, these events, for lack of a better term, keep the family upright. And for that, I thank you. To quote David Bradley from a recent plea he made to journalists around the world, specifically on the ground in Tripoli or had recently left, life is long, and I welcome the chance to return your kindness. Uncle Jim is very much in the mind of my 2 boys. For Matthew, he was the chunky one in the video, 16 months. It is limited to pointing at the TV every morning when he sees Jim's photo, bouncing up and down in his high chair, pacifier in mouth, making grunts. He's always looking for my wife Christy or I to make sure we know that is Jim. I know Matthew. For Michael, nearly 4 years, it's actually much deeper. Every night we say a prayer, and his words offer the clarity that only a 3-year-old can. The other night he said, "Daddy, is Jim on a bad trip?" Showing my inexperience as a parent, I only offered silence. Will God protect him? He asked. Okay, now I know he's been talking with his grandmother. Yes, Michael, God will protect him. More silence. Then he offers, with his sword? Yes, I respond. That has stuck with me. I think we all represent the sword. It is up to us to act. Jim continually tries to impart his ideas. His friends would probably describe it as debating. I'm not the best listener, certainly not when he's speaking. But one thing he has taught me is to believe in people, to believe in the ability of others. The past 40 days have highlighted this. From the brave souls who remain in the embassies in Tripoli, to friends handing out posters in Chicago. People have been amazing. 40 days. What drives us forward? It pains me to ask more of individuals, especially those in this room, but I have to and will. We need your help. Jim and Claire need your help. Of course, I'm prepared to fly to Tunis tonight, if necessary. I cannot and would not ask that of others. There are, however, many things you can do. Please continue to press our politicians for action. Please continue to raise awareness with the goals of appealing to Libyan captors from a humanitarian perspective, and to remind our politicians that this is still ongoing. Please consider donating to the cause. Please think of and seek creative means to appeal, to help families appeal to the Libyans' humanity. The longest of long shots, friends of friends, have broken through with some of the most concrete information to date. To the brave journalists on the ground in Libya, or those with contacts in Libya, please make sure they know about Jim and Claire, Manu and Anton. And finally, please continue to pray. I will close by saying what I shared in Boston, which is there is a single metric by which we measure success. When Jim and Claire and the 8 total U.S. citizens in Libya, the 17 journalists missing or detained in Libya, and the hundreds of missing journalists around the world, when their plane touches down in their home, that is success. I ask you to continue to push, to do what you can to make this happen. Thank you.